Hey guys, welcome back to my vlog. I'm supposed to be doing a paper and reading this. Benito Mussolini's What is Fascism? And I'm supposed to be writing an analytical paper about it, but decided to do this instead. Basically, I want to talk to you guys about my transgender story. Shout out to Freshly Charles for his transgender story. And yeah, so I guess I'll start with my high school days. So I started high school and I felt very out of the loop, very much different from a lot of people. Had to do with skin color, had to do with mentality, it had to do with orientation, sexual orientation, and now I'm finding and realizing that it had a lot to do with gender. Through work with an earlier therapist, I realized that a lot of the issues that I have are issues of gender, issues against gender norms and against stereotypes, and against the whole gendered culture that we have. And it made me realize just how deeply entrenched this was into me. So when I started high school, I was, this bubbling, sprightly 13-year-old girl, and I came to realize that I wasn't part of any sort of particular group on my school campus. Nothing really stood out to me, nothing really embraced me, and it had a lot to do with the people in the town and how they saw things and how they related to things. And I kind of was moving through groups and trying to figure out where I fit in because, when you're a teenager, you just really want to fit in and find some place that you're comfortable. And I really couldn't find that for a while. And I thought that I had found it when I came out of the closet at the end of my senior year in high school. And I was really embraced by the gay community, and it was really, it was fun. And I really enjoyed having a community that I knew would be there to support me and would be there to fight for my rights and help me fight for my rights, and would really just be some place where I can go where we all have the same experiences. And it really worked for me. It worked for me for a really long time, and it still does work for me. But I realized that that wasn't the end of where I thought I was going to end up. I thought, okay, coming out of the closet as a dyke, that's the end of my story. I'm just going to live my life as a dyke and see where that works into my life. But it ended up being something more than that, and I realized that I was missing a huge chunk of my life, and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I went on the hunt to figure out what was missing, what didn't feel right, because I didn't feel comfortable, I didn't feel confident, I didn't feel like myself, I didn't feel like I should feel as a person who is 20, 21 years old in college and should know where they are in life. And I mean, that's not to say that everybody should know where they are in life when they're 20 or 21, but I felt very out of touch and like I'd lost control of where I needed to be. And I had just come out of a relationship a little more than a year ago that was really oppressive and subjected me to a lot of criticisms about what I liked and what made me feel comfortable. And if I expressed anything that made me feel comfortable and it was really against this person's norms, I was met with a lot of objection from them. And it was really hard to navigate between having a relationship where I really cared for the person and wanting to be myself. And that's not something that you should sacrifice in a relationship, is yourself, and I found myself doing that a lot. And once I really took a step back and realized that what was happening, I kind of just was very surprised and shocked and realized that it wasn't healthy for me to keep going through this and not be comfortable with who I was. So I broke up with the person for various reasons. This person being unsupportive of how I wanted to live my life being one of the biggest reasons, I would say. And then I went through a whole period of really questioning everything that was around me, everything that was in my head, everything that was outside of my head, everything physical, everything that I'd come to believe as normal, and really delve deep into what I thought I felt comfortable being. And it took me a while to get to this place and to feel comfortable with reaching out and stepping outside of my comfort zone to find that comfort, which is the weirdest paradox of all. But I was really in this mentality that to be happy, it was in turn to make other people happy, and that was what made me happy. And still to this day, that is true. I enjoy making other people happy. But I realized that I shouldn't sacrifice myself and my well-being to make other people happy. And that's when it started. The wheels started turning, and I really started thinking about what makes me happy. And it was as simple as cutting my hair, wearing baggy jeans, and presenting how I would like to be presented as, and showing the world that this is me, and you can really fuck off if you don't like it, because I'm not going to change. And I really felt empowered through this process and really in control of a lot of things that I was doing. And I was really proud of myself for doing all of this, because through 20+ years of my life, I had relied on other people's judgments of myself to make the picture that I saw of myself, instead of relying on my judgments of myself. And at times, those can be completely negative, and at times they can be incredibly positive. And I've really tried to find a really good balance where I'm not just improving myself, but also embracing myself and my flaws. I basically started the gender journey a couple years ago, and ended up really being stifled by the person that I was dating at the time, and then dug deep into it and started researching a lot and realizing that I was a lot like these people that I'd read about. And I got my first binder. My girlfriend bought me my first binder, my present girlfriend. Thank you. And I fell in love with it, and I wear it almost every day. I ended up coming out as genderqueer over the summer, coming out to myself as genderqueer at the beginning of the summer, and really starting to move in that direction and figure out more about myself. And as it stands now, I am a trans, masculine identified, masculine leaning, genderqueer person. I still wouldn't gender myself, but I would definitely call myself a person. So yeah, that's my transgender journey, and it's been long and arduous, but I'm pretty confident I will end up in a very good place in the next couple years, and I'll be able to figure out way more about myself than I ever knew was possible. So I look forward to digging deeper and finding more truth. Until then, peace.